Now, let's have a run through of what's happened since the last time I made a video, since it's been such a long time. I had two lads in the yard here today. They were buying the old set of wheels off this TW, and they said they knew me from the videos, so got me thinking a small bit that I've not put out a video in quite a while now. I put up a video there last year talking about how I was giving up the baling. I wasn't going out and hire baling anymore, and I was trying to find a job in the marine sector, and both of those things have kind of happened. I'm no longer baling out and hire. I still have the baler and the wrapper and the harvester and all the stuff, like just no longer doing it on hire. And I'm now working on a boat as well. That's the day job, although it's only a part-time job, so there's still plenty of time to be messing with tractors and machinery, so that's what I'm doing in the meantime as well, but it's not the primary thing anymore. But yeah, so I'll just talk about a few things here, just as it's the evening time now, and I actually got quite a bit done today, but I says I'll just come out one last time this evening and see can I finish off sticking that tyre on and make this video as well. But yeah, so since the last time, that Galaxy of mine got sold. Been kind of regretting that one ever since, I'll be honest. The TW here came as a trade-in against that tractor, and also the TM165 is gone. That got sold as well. That had a badly broken gearbox when I sold that. I'd say there was teeth came off of it and bearings got collapsed, and there was pure shite made in the gearbox, I'd say. That's why I sold that one. I sold it as it was. I sold it broken. It drove up onto a low loader and it disappeared out of here. I know where it is. It's actually not too far away. I sold it nearly a year ago now at this stage, and the man who bought it, he hasn't even took it apart yet. It's been parked since I sold it, so yeah, that's the story with that one. The Galaxy, that went away to Tipperary, and it's working as far as I know. The lad said he'd keep me updated with how he's getting on with it, but I haven't heard too much back from him since. But yeah, there's a Lamborghini outside the door. That's my tractor as well. I only bought that there last month. It's a 1706 Lamborghini. It's basically a Galaxy. I kind of missed my Galaxy a little bit too much, and I saw this one come for sale, and I says, well, I have to have it. Now it is rough and ready. It is very rusty. It's a water cooled one as opposed to the air cooled, but other than the engine, it's pretty much the exact same gearbox, same back end, same cab, same front axle, same everything. Well, this one has a bar axle actually compared to just a normal flange axle, but that's about the only difference. And because it's the only difference, it's suffering from the same problems that the Galaxy had when I had it. It has terrible wiring in it. The wiring has been through 35-40 years of hardship. The cab is, honestly, the Galaxy was not too bad with rust, but this one has been neglected for a long time and left out, and the panels are finished on it. The bottom of the doors and everything are finished on it as well. As I said, the wiring is cat. It's stuck with the 1000 speed PTO only. There's no 540 in it. The Galaxy, I converted that one with gears from a Buffalo 130, so it did have a 2-speed PTO when I was finished with it, but this one is the 1000 speed only, and I can't find another set of gears. I was very lucky to find a set of gears I did before. They were local, but I've searched everywhere now. I can't find another set of gears, so it looks like this one is going to have to stay 1000 speed. But no, that tractor was bought a bit last minute, I'll be honest, because the TW here wasn't going to be ready to drive the harvester this year, so I was kind of on the lookout for a big cheap tractor just to get me through this year, and then this tractor that I would be very familiar with inside and out, like, came up for sale at a very reasonable price given the condition of the panel work. So I just jumped on it and bought it, and it hasn't done a whole pile. It hasn't done anything since it came. I've just I've had the wheel off, fuel tanks off, freed up the gear linkages. They were all stuck and seized. The brakes were a bit seized and they're all free now. Just put a little bit of time into it, not a lot of money into it, just to get it going just this year, and we'll see how it goes. And if it ends up being a good tractor, I'll maybe think about putting a cab on it and panels, or if I decide it's not worth keeping and I have the TW running again, I might just sell it on again. We'll see what happens with this one down the road, but for the time being it's there. And yes, I understand it's the roughest looking tractor you can imagine, like, but look, I didn't pay a whole lot for it, and I'm very familiar with them, and I think they're a good tractor, so that's why I bought it. But then we have the TW here. TW, yeah, the tires that were on it were a bit narrow, so I got them sold there today. I advertised them last night. Them two lads came up from Kerry. They knew who I was from the videos, and they bought the tires. They had 3 TWs themselves. They did a bit of plant hire than that, and yeah, they bought the tires because they were thinking of fixing up one of their own TWs, and the rims on it were a bit damaged from a lad going at it with a tire bar, and he bent all the edges of the rim and that, so my rims were in better condition, so they decided that my rims were for them. So the rims I have on it now are off a 6155M, and the tires came off a 6480 Massey. They're Continental tires, not the best tire. They have a habit of cracking vertically inside them. Now these ones are not too bad yet. They came off tubeless off the last guy's tractor, but again, they were cheap. I took a chance on them. We'll see how they go. The back, the fronts, they were a very straightforward job. Bolt on, bolt off, and set the dishing right to get the right spacing. Very simple. The backs, the TWs have this cast centerpiece in them with the bar axle again, and so I've took out the center dish, only 8 bolts, and then I've made up 2 special bolts here. Have I a torch somewhere? Okay, so I've made up a bolt there just from a bit of threaded bar, just to hold on the wheel temporarily until, well, I've it bolted on. I've it centered up as best as I can get, because the lip doesn't sit perfectly down on top of that ledge there, but I have it sitting on there some way anyway. And then I have this bolt here, which I've kind of made a transfer punch out of this. So I'll stick that through these holes now. I'll give it a whack with the hammer, and that should give me my points where I have to drill the holes all the way around. And once I've that done, then I can bolt them on permanently then. This one I've already done. It's worked out perfect, I'll be honest. I'm very happy with the job that's done there now. But as you can tell, it's sitting out very far, but that's on purpose. This tire belongs on the far side, and the other one will be bolted on this side, and when I have them bolted on the opposite way around, they'll be sitting in like that. They won't be sticking out so far, but it still looks like it's sitting out a long way, but that's just because the Super Q cab has very narrow mud guards on them, and yeah, it actually is not sticking out that far. It's still like 8 foot wide or something around that, but this one is sticking out a mile, but that's because I want to have space inside here to work on it, because the next job for this tractor is split it there and there. No, well, just split the the transmission from the rear axle to get into the PTO, because the PTO brake, PTO pack is inside there, and that's spinning constantly, and that's no good. I want it to be working properly, so I'll have to separate it there, and the more space I have to get in there, the better. But also, since the last time you saw this tractor, the last thing I was doing with it was I was baling, and then I fixed the front hub on it. I made a video out of that, and then there was no videos. I was using it in the winter time just for tipping around, doing a small bit. I had it on the low loader one day and started overheating, and the head gasket had failed on it. But yeah, the head gasket had failed on it. I think the problem was the viscous fan coupling was not working properly, so I've that bolted solid now. But I've replaced the head gasket. I put 6 pistons into it, because the pistons that were in it were all mix matched. They weren't all right, so I just put a new set into it. They weren't that expensive. Put Conrod bearings in it. Didn't bother putting main bearings in it because I didn't really have an oil pressure issue in this engine. So did all that, put that all back together, and now I have a Halset HX40 turbo sitting on it. So yeah, hopefully we'll try and get a bit more power out of this one, just for driving the harvester and things like that. We're hoping for about 170, 180 if we can. We'll see how it goes once it's back together. But yeah, I think that's all I can say about this tractor, really. That's all that's happened to it since the last time I was making a video. And then at the very back of the shed then we have the 7810, which has been sitting there since March or April 2024, so a year and 2-3 months, something like that. It's just a case of getting time to put it back together now. It has been forgotten about a small bit. I just have been so busy with other things now, I just haven't had the time to put it back together. But I have a lot of the hard work done to it. I have the hydraulic pump replaced, clutch done, cab stripped. I got someone to do all the welding for me because my welding wouldn't be good enough for that. But the doors are not fixed, but the cab is fixed. I've rebuilt the front hubs with new seals, swivel bearings, everything. What else have I done? I'm sure there's more. Oh, there was all the messing around with fixing the seat and everything, and I'm sure there's more. Oh, fitting the wheels and stuff, that took a lot of work as well, because them wheels are actually off a Case CVX, and I had to cut out the centres and weld in forward centres, and I got someone to do that for me, but then he did a terrible job, and then I ended up welding them in myself, and then there was the whole thing of sandblasting them and spraying them, and there was a whole lot of work gone into that tractor. But progress kind of stalled on it then, because the summer got busy, and then the following winter I was busy doing other things, and then the summer came around again, and so it just kind of got forgotten about a small bit. But it'll go back together next winter, because as I say, I'm no longer baling contracting or anything like that, so I should have some more time on my hands now to catch up on forgotten projects, so to speak. But that's it, really. That's as far as we're up to. It won't be long now until we're pulling the JF out again. It'll be on the Lamborghini this year. The TW won't be ready in time, but we're at the beginning of June now, and the weather is really bad. It's really quite terrible, so it's given me a little bit of extra time just to get ready. But the harvester, it shouldn't need a lot of work done to it. It's just one little shaft I need to fix on it, and that's about it, really. Yeah, the thing is just rebuilt last year. I rebuilt it start to finish, like, so it shouldn't need a lot of work. Yeah, that's about it, really. I wanted to. My harvester has the small gearbox on it, the same one that's on a JF 900. This gearbox here. This is the one that came off the 850, I think, but it's the same gearbox that's on my 1100. But the 1100 Mark IIs had a bigger gearbox than that, but for whatever reason my one didn't come with it, and my one is a Mark II. So I was getting a gearbox off the fella from Tyrone because he was telling me, and everyone was telling me, that it was a faster geared gearbox. But when I actually got it and tested it, they're the exact same ratio. So I sent that gearbox back to him, and in exchange for that, he said I could have the money back if I wanted, but I says, no, I'll get a set of 1050 side plates and a hinge kit to make the front feed roller open out wider so it'll let in more grass. So that's what I've got instead. Just I won't fit it this year, but I'll fit it for next year. And my inner feed roller is already modified. That opens out wider than it should. So yeah, it should be a fair animal of a harvester once I've that modification done to it. Yeah, and the small gearbox, I'm not too worried about that because it took all of 200 horsepower last year, and if it does blow up, I have a spare one there. So yeah, not too worried about the small gearbox. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I have to say. I'll carry on making a few videos here and there throughout the summer of if I get this going on the baler or whatever else, and I'll definitely take a video of making the silage again. And that's about it, really. That's all. Hopefully maybe towards the end of the year we might get the square baler out. My father's bought a lovely 6640 SLE blue roof with front links and all on it. It's a really nice little tractor, so maybe get a video of that on the square baler. That might be nice. And yeah, that's all. I've said that's all about 3 times now, but I keep thinking of more things to say. But I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to carry on here fitting these wheels, and yeah, hopefully the next video I put out is going to be the Lamborghini on the harvester. So we'll see what happens then.